Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Carlos King, Love of Marriage Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here in Bell Collective. Anything I say is alleged and in my very, 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 very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. So let's get into it. So Gucci on Mr. Mondays, featuring Maurice and featuring Dustin and of course Carlos King, exposed Carlos King again. Exposed Carlos King for not being protected as a black woman. How many times does this have to happen? As much as y'all say, oh, everybody can't be lying, everybody keeps saying the same thing, and this isn't a unscripted, quote-unquote, reality show. So what happened? So they switched gears briefly to barely talk about Bell Collective, the show that you claim is on the rise, but you barely have discussed it. And so Gucci's talking about a couple of things. One thing she's talking about is a former producer who is no longer with Kingdom Reign that basically, and it's a similar story that what Winter from Love and Marriage DC said, which is the producer was trying to egg on negativity, was trying to egg on inappropriate things to happen that were out of bounds and trifling behavior, essentially. And so, nonetheless, she exposed also furthermore that production, because she said that she had a no contact order with Selena that didn't expire until November. So here's the thing. First and foremost, I'm against violence. I do not feel that violence should be the answer to resolve any issues. However, this is in relation to there being an active contact order. And production knowing this, Kingdom Reign knowing this, and so Gucci is saying, and I quote, "I thought I was protected and I didn't feel protected from the crew." And then Carlos cuts her off. He is pissed. He is pissed the rest of the show. I thought this was gonna go till 9. It literally just ended 15 minutes beforehand. And I would clip it, but it's temporarily private, I assume. And I presume that Carlos King is gonna clip that part out of So Gucci exposing him. So nonetheless, he cuts her off and he tries to air So Gucci out and tries to say, you know, Selena was coming on the show. You knew you guys were going to be filming together at some point, da-da-da-da-da. And So Gucci was like, no, I did not. What I did realize was when Selena had posted some content from the baby shower on her Instagram page, that was when she was able to kind of, I guess, tell in some capacity that she was filming. And then Carlos King is saying that So Gucci needs to take some accountability on her part. And also said that, you know, she needs to own that she wanted to work things out with Selena. You guys. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Even if So Gucci and Selena make up, there is always going to be something because JJ gets way too triggered when it comes to Selena, right? But So Gucci should not have issues with Selena about that. She needs to be addressing this with JJ on why he goes off the handle just at the mention of Selena's name, right? So in turn, she's hearing all the brunt of that, and so then she's hating Selena in result because she feels as though she's the topic of conversation and she's over it, right? But nonetheless, we're discussing this because Mel said in January of 2024, in front of a live audience of people, in front of a live Reality with a King extravaganza, this is at least the second time, a cast member has said flat out they do not feel protected by Carlos King and his production company. And this is on 2 separate shows, right? But technically we're going to go up to 4 shows once we get around to all of the other people who have said the same thing, you guys. And nonetheless, instead of diving into that, Carlos King changes the subject and decides to, before he does that, he claims that he is not as involved with Love and Marriage Huntsville these days anymore, and then brings out Sonny and Moses. So, nonetheless, at an event that was supposed to be all about Mel, by the way. So, nonetheless, Mel exposes that. Winter exposes how production is, how they try to encourage things to escalate in scenes and all this and that, and how they do not care what happens to you. They don't care if you, lose anything, if anything happens to you professionally, if your name is tarnished forever. If they get the scene they want, that's what it is. And they don't care about pushing a false narrative as long as they get the viral moment that they're looking for, right? Then we have Monique, also from Love and Marriage DC, recently did a podcast a few weeks back where she felt that she was not protected. She was shocked that Carlos King, quote unquote, played the black card in recruiting her for Love and Marriage DC and tried to sell it to her. I'm going to treat you better than the white people at Bravo. I'm going to make sure they see the real Monique. And all of the promo was all about how you're going to see the real Monique, and that Bravo didn't do it justice, right? And Monique was shook when she saw that first season. Now, granted, she had a lot of stress in her marriage with Chris at the time as well, but she basically was saying it wasn't completely like this 24/7, as it pertained to her and Chris, and that she was thinking, Carlos King would at least wait to give her a bad edit, at least, the second season. But I'm saying all of this to say, and then I think Aikisha's called out Carlos King in the Mr. Mondays as well, in regards to a few things that she had some issues with. And also Latrice basically in Carlos King, I think, thinking that she was going to be defending Stormy and everything else with Destiny on there. And she said, listen, my fans are always going to get the real tea. And here's the thing. You better know how to fight if you're going to be showing up to my establishment. And Latrice said, how is it fair that these cast members are allowed to spread misinformation, spread lies, and nothing happens to them? And then there's people that believe it, and then people then that go with that narrative, and this is supposed to be reality TV. So if they've spread all these lies about me being Latrice, why should I step in and speak up on their behalf? If they're flat out lying on me, and there's a sector of fans that are believing that lie just for the simple fact that they don't like me, now you want me to feel sorry for you when now people are going to come at you with that same type of energy, but you gave me that energy on the show. So again, at what point does Carlos King stop and really evaluate and assess that this is not a good look? That this is complete and utter madness, you guys? At what point does Carlos King try to facilitate a healthy working environment? And the problem is, all of his shows, after the first season, it gets to a point where it is too toxic, it's too negative, it is too dark, and it is to the point that, everybody's unhinged, everybody's out of control, and production's encouraging the more outrageous, the more outlandish, the more viral you're going to become, and all this and that you're going to trend on Twitter, you're going to trend on social media, because that's all Carlos King cared about tonight. He didn't want to discuss the show. He only wanted to discuss the fact, he wanted to bash Mel regarding the Kimmy and Mel scene. And then he was disappointed that his boy Martel, that scene with Marceau didn't get as much attention as he wanted it to. But because, Carlos, it's the same thing we've heard for the past 9 seasons. It's not this big groundbreaking story that's brand new to the show. Make it make sense. But nonetheless, there has to be some accountability. And I know some of the haters, they're going to be like, they're just doing this and blah, 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 blah. No. We are talking about several people, like 6 or 7 black women, that are saying the same thing about a Carlos King production, that are saying certain things behind the scenes, because he pulled that same thing with Aikisha, I believe, too, on whether or not she knew that Selena was going to be on the show. That was the same move that Carlos King pulled on Aikisha. Because Aikisha and Soguchi know what time it is in terms of that situation. So here's the thing. You can feel how you want to about these cast members, but if they're saying the same thing, but this work environment isn't it, that this work environment is toxic, that they're facilitating a situation in which they are encouraging things to escalate beyond what is appropriate, and you do not intervene, and Carlos King, instead of hearing these concerns, he gets on the defensive and wants to cut you off and wants to then flip it to, something else to make it seem like they need the show, that they need the show to push a certain storyline, to push a certain narrative. No. You need to hear these black women and their feelings and their concerns. And there are more than one, this wasn't just an isolated incident for one black woman. This is several black women who are saying the same thing, which is, I felt unprotected. And it was under your watch. It was under your Kingdom Reign Entertainment production. And it was wrong, and it was out of control, and it was inappropriate. I felt I was being set up. At the time, there was a no contact order. Why are scenes being set up for there to be a violation of the no contact order? Fast forward to now, we have an escalated no contact order as it pertains to Mel and Tel. Make it make sense. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.